Hey, um, I'm making this video because I wanted to share my experiences with anxiety and mild depression, also panic disorder and derealization. I've experienced all of these things, and I really wanted to make this video because I've seen a lot of people on YouTube and online who have been talking about suffering from panic attacks, anxiety, mild depression, things like that after smoking maybe cannabis. Um, and there seems to be sort of like a controversy about how cannabis can cause these type of things, and although it's not 100%, there is still a strong link to it. Not just because of the scientific research, but also because there are a lot of people who do experience panic and anxiety after smoking cannabis. And as people know who have suffered from it and experienced it after smoking it, they will tell you that it is not a nice experience. And that's why I really wanted to make a video, because one, I wanted to share my experiences um, on anxiety, and also I wanted to, try and build up a community and network so other people with the same type of thing can help each other out, and we can all give each other's uh, energy and information or whatever it is that you have that you think is going to be positive to other people, and also things that you may want to know about, that can help yourself, for instance. So anyway, I've been suffering really from anxiety now for about 4 good months. I was kind of an anxious person before, but it was never so bad that I would have a panic attack or feel unreal or be depressed or whatever you may feel with anxiety. It was manageable. Everyone does get anxious now and then, and that's kind of how I was. Anxious about money or family problems, whatever it was, that was bothering me at the time. Uh, However, it was about 4 months ago I smoked some strong cannabis, and quite a lot of it. I was actually on holiday in Amsterdam, and I'd smoked for about 4 days there, and I had a bad trip over there. Kind of, felt really funny. It wasn't like a cool high, as you may say. It was like quite scary, should I say. My heart was beating really fast, and it just wasn't a nice place to be. And I woke up the next day feeling really hungover. Um, However, I did carry on smoking for a few days after that. And after I came back from holiday, it was about 3 days afterwards, and I woke up one morning, and all of a sudden, out of the blue, making breakfast, and I started to feel really weak, and my heart was beating fast, and I felt like something was coming over me. Impending doom is the only way I can really describe it. And basically, I had to call the ambulance. It was that bad, and basically, they said that my heart rate was very high and it was staying that way. They wanted to keep me in for checks in the hospital for a few hours, and they did that. And they told me that there was nothing wrong with me physically. However, I was suffering from stress, maybe down to alcohol, whatever it was. Stressful time. So I said to them, okay, well, I'll keep you posted, and I'll see my doctor about it, which I did. He then prescribed me some beta blockers, which did help with some of the physical symptoms of my anxiety. However, I was still feeling the psychological symptoms. One of the main ones was the derealization. I would say that was one of the worst symptoms of the anxiety for me, because it really freaked me out when all of a sudden I was thinking to myself, oh my god, that isn't real. And it really manifested in my mind because I was so paranoid that things weren't real, and I thought, I'm going to live in the air, and I was just thinking all these crazy thoughts and feelings, and it was really bad. So I went back to the doctor and I did tell him about how I was feeling and the bad thoughts, and you know I'm not feeling myself mentally or physically. So he thought, well, you should do some exercise, and I did. It did actually quite help me to a certain extent. Kind of got my mind off things, and helped me to get a lot of this excess physical energy that I had, which the anxiety was doing to me. Restlessness and whatever. the exercise seemed to calm me down a lot, so I'd really recommend that. Another thing that I done was I cut out all types of like stimulants. That could include Coca-Cola, coffee, because those two are, you know, if you've got anxiety, you want to keep away from those two things because they really do make it worse. And I'm not joking, because I've experienced it myself, and you know, they do, what's the word, exuberate the anxiety, and anything like that. Even nicotine, that's a stimulant. Some people say it's a relaxant, but you know, it can be a stimulant. So also, if you want to make things better for yourself, try and keep off the fags or the cigarettes. And if you're a heavy smoker, then try and withdraw from them as well, because it's not going to make things better for yourself. Anyway, so after I seen my doctor, I did some exercise. However, I still wasn't feeling myself, and I kept going on to the doctor that, you know, things weren't real, and I was getting these bad thoughts and feelings, and I felt kind of suicidal, and because I wasn't getting better, it was making me depressed, and it was all becoming a vicious cycle. So he referred me to something called cognitive behavioral therapy, which I'm still waiting on, and that's basically, you know, trying to say to yourself, you're thinking this way, so you're going to feel this way. Your thoughts do control your mood a lot, you know, because sometimes if you think, oh, this is going to make me panic, then it will make you panic, because you're really saying to your body, you know, I'm scared, and your body's going to react to, you know, how you're feeling, and your thoughts do control your feelings to a certain extent. But I won't go into that too much now. Anyway, so he's lined me up for this, but I still came back to him and said I need something in the meantime. And a lot of people do get desperate, and the last resort sometimes is taking medication. You know, there's nothing wrong with taking medication, because at the end of the day, some people cannot handle it all on their own, because anxiety is a very big thing. You know, it's not just being worried or being anxious. Anxiety can really manifest on your body mentally and physically. It can make you feel physically ill. Even though you're not ill, it can make you feel that way. And medication, I think, can work for people. Some people it doesn't, but some people it does. Anyway, he did prescribe me a medication called fluoxetine, also known as Prozac. I took this for a week, and it made me worse. So for me, I just had to quit that medication. I don't know if anyone else has experienced that, but for me it made me too high and made me feel very emotionally numb. I just couldn't think at all, and it was terrible. So I went back to him, and he prescribed me another medication called citalopram. And I've been on that now for nearly a month, and I'm saying to myself, and also other people, that I'm kind of feeling more of myself again. I'm not feeling 100%, but it's definitely taken the low mood off, and you know, the excess worry, and you know, I think it's also dealt with the derealization a bit as well. So I think that for me, citalopram has worked well. I don't know if anyone else has used this for their anxiety, but for me, I found that it worked quite good. And yeah. So anyway, getting back to the point, I would say that anyone who's been suffering from what I've been talking about, maybe out of the blue, or after smoking pot, maybe even after smoking cigarettes, you know, I would like to help people. I have information, I've been through it, and maybe there's people out there who can sort of talk to me and help me with some of the things that I've been going through, because at the end of the day, people who suffer from the same thing always know about the condition, so they always know how to help somebody. You know, you try and explain anxiety to someone who never experienced it, it's like trying to explain English to someone who's never spoke it. You know, it's going to be hard. Anyway, so if anyone's got any questions that they'd like to ask me, I'm going to be doing another video, and that's more on how to actually deal with this anxiety, you know, 5 steps. I'll also talk a little bit more about medication and things that you can do to help yourself. But in the time being, if anyone needs to email me, I've got it on my YouTube profile, and also if anyone needs to sort of drop me a message, maybe I've even got MSN, so if you want to chat on MSN, then that's fine as well. That's it for now. I'm going to be posting another video, so I'll keep you posted. Okay.